This is an extraordinary meeting for one particular reason. I've never seen major news kept under wraps, other than maybe a big takeover. David, how are they able to keep this one so we don't know a thing about what they're going to show us?
Yeah, there's going to be a press release. We're going to get a lot of the details in there, and obviously Mr. Iger is going to make a presentation. And as I've been saying in the last few of our shows, it's not just going to be Disney Plus. We're going to learn more about their plans for Hulu, which they now control with a 60% stake. Perhaps that could go up more if AT&T chooses to sell the 10% it owns in Hulu to Disney. They're going to tell us more about India, which is something we never or rarely talk about, of course. They did lose Sky, but they still bought Star India as part of the Fox acquisition. But, Jim, they have succeeded in sort of keeping it somewhat quiet. You and I have had a chance to talk to some people on background who've seen the app itself and described it very positively, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's rather incredible that people talk about something that's spectacular. It reminds me of, he's on the board of Apple, reminds me of Apple when they're about to introduce something that we need that we didn't know we needed.
Well, you know what it reminds me of is plot twists on the next Star Wars. That's kept on. I mean, these are professional secret keepers at Disney, that's for sure.
You're absolutely right.
The other thing, YouTube yesterday, YouTube TV hikes prices, David, from $38 to $55. So pricing, I mean, you could argue they're going into a period where consumers are getting conditioned to pay more.
Yeah, I mean, and pricing is something else, Carl. I'm glad you mentioned it because I think I forgot to, that we are going to learn today. You know, where is the service going to be priced? Again, all the analysts and so much type has been written at this point in terms of their expectations. A lot of upgrades that we pointed to over the last few days as well. But will it be $6.99, $7.99? Where's the price point going to be? Will there be discounts as a result if you get ESPN Plus and you're a Hulu subscriber and Disney Plus? Will there even be discounts or some sort of yearly membership fee you can pay for the parks and everything else? I mean, there's a lot of different things they can do when it comes to pricing, but that's going to be a key component here. And, you know, these services that you mentioned, YouTube, which has been amongst the most successful of the virtual MVPDs, are priced or have been priced at a level where they're losing money. We saw what happened to DirecTV Now. AT&T chose to stop losing as much money per sub, and what do you know, the subs slowed dramatically. In fact, they lost 300,000 subscribers in a quarter. So we'll watch that closely, and as well sort of watch how many subscriptions can one family really afford, and do they really want to pursue if they have a Netflix or a Hulu and they have one of these over-the-top products. Where does it sort of end, or at what point does it get closer to what they're already paying or were paying for the bundle when they were connected if they aren't any longer?
You know, Dave, it's funny. We hear a lot of companies talk about artificial intelligence and machine learning. I think Bob Iger uniquely is still about gut and knowing what works and knowing surprise, knowing how to put on a show. And Carl's so right. He knows how to keep things secret. When I saw one of my absolute favorite movies, Avengers Infinity War, I shot him an email. I said, they've got to come back. Please tell me who really died. They didn't really die. And he says, you have to wait and see. We are waiting and seeing until right now, David. How big? How big is today?
It's an important day for the company, without a doubt. Again, we don't want to make light of the fact that Disney still generates an enormous amount of revenue and profit from theme parks and from filmed entertainment. But this is a very important day. It's not as though, and we all know this, I mean, this is an imperative for the company, right? Iger knows that. The investment public knows that at this point. It's central to their business. And the disruption that we've been talking about now for years is permanent. Nobody disputes that. So, yeah. It's a very important day. I will say this for Iger. From the day he took the job in 2005, he's always looked to the future, and he has always sort of been doubling down on really the strengths of Disney in terms of storytelling, in terms of the franchises they had, and the values that they've sort of embodied. And so Pixar, and then Marvel, and then Lucas, and now Fox, which is obviously by far the largest, and we'll see, and very expensive, as we know, given what our parent company did in terms of competing, given what they agreed to in terms of the consent decree, which is going to force the sale of the RSNs at a potentially not particularly great price. But, Jim, that's where he's always been focused. He's sort of always known where he's wanted to go. and he's been CEO now for 13 years getting there.